Yeah, syntactically invalid, right? This one is like syntactically invalid. Why? In Python, any statement with indentation that should be inside where? In Python, any statement with indentation that should be inside where? That should be inside, come on, inside a block. But this particular statement follows indentation, but it is not inside the block. That's the reason it is throwing syntax error or not indentation error, unexpected indent. Yes or no? Now, if I write like this, syntactically valid or invalid? If I write like this, syntactically valid or invalid?
Valid.
Okay, now if I run this one, what exactly the error message? If I run this one, what exactly the error message?
And one is not.
Name and one is not defined, right? See here. This one is like a function definition. Yes, it is like 100% valid. And next, this statement, first one and second one, this statement and this statement, inside the function body, no, outside the function body, inside or outside?
Outside.
Outside or if it is like outside, directly it is going to execute. At this moment, n1 is not there, so that you can get like what? N1 is not defined, error you can get it. N1 is not defined, error you can get it. Okay. What exactly the error message? Exact error message.
Int object is not.
Int is not callable.
Integer
Is it
object
a
is not callable,
not
right?
called?
Okay, you created a function, 100% valid. While calling a function, it is taking like one parameter. That parameter type is what? Based on the uses. If you observe here, A is which type? Function.
Function.
You passed what? Number. Okay, integer. Is my integer is a callable? My integer is not callable. So that you can get the error is like what? Integer object is not callable. Okay. What exactly the error message?
Expecting two positional arguments but got nothing.
Fn call two required positional parameter, but okay, fn call missing two required positional parameters or not? Yes or no? First position n1 is missing, second position n2 is missing. Fn call missing two required positional parameters n1 n2, like that you can see the error or not? Fn call, if you observe here, see, fn call missing two required positional arguments n1 and n2 or not? Yes or no? Okay. Now, if you write something like this, fn of 10, fn of 10, tell me. Same, fn call missing one required positional parameter n2 or not? Okay, very, very important. Okay, these error messages, we'll see where exactly we are going to use day by day. You only control. Now, what is the error message?
Gives two arguments.
What exactly the error message?
Required to, but give 3.
Required
Was
to, but
given.
three given
Get
or
to
okay. Fn
get
take
to
two required positional parameters only. Fn take two positional arguments, but three were given or not. Three were given. Yes or no? Appear okay. Fn of 10 comma 20. Now the output is like 30. This is like 100% valid or not? Understood, right? So far, tell me which error messages you know. So far, which error messages you know? Tell me. Name something is not defined. Okay. Second one, tell me.
object is not callable.
Name is not defined. Okay. Any object is
Not
is
callable.
not callable. Next.
Missing required arguments.
Required positional parameters or not. Positional parameters. Okay. The next one. Take
Take arguments
okay, take some positional parameters.
given
Okay. Given something more. Given
some
more. Yes or no. The next one is like syntax errors also, right? The next one is like
Indentation.
indentation error or not. Yes or no. Now tell me this particular error message when you can get it. Can you reproduce this error message? When you can get this kind of error message? You are looking for one member. If that member is not available, you are looking for one member. That particular member is not available. See, I'm not telling about only variable or only function. You are looking for a member, either variable or a function. You are looking for one member. That member is not available. Then you can get what? This kind of error message or not. Yes or no. Is not defined. Okay. When you can get this callable error. When you can get this callable error. Exact reason. Okay, that means in this case, you can get this callable error like that you can tell. Somebody is expecting a function. He received the value other than function. Then you can get this callable error or not. Yes or no. Somebody is expecting what? Function. But he received other than function. Then you can get what? Is not callable. This error you can get it or not. Okay, now the next one. Missing required positional parameters. Okay, any function you can take it. If you take some parameters, you should have to pass the values to that particular parameter or not. If you not pass, then the time you may get this kind of errors. Missing required positional parameters n1, n2, or any number of parameters missing the values. Those you can see or not. Yes or no. The next one. For example, one function take two parameters only, but you given like three, then that time you can get like this kind of error. Okay, take only two positional parameters, but three were given or not. Okay, take okay something two positional parameters only, but three were given or not. Three were given. What about the syntax error? If you not follow the rules or guidelines, okay, in Python, then that time you can get what? This syntax error or not. Then that time you can get the syntax error. When you can get the indentation error in Python? If any statement you written with some space, okay, one tab or four spaces in your Python program, wherever, any statement you written four spaces or one tab, that statement should inside the block. Otherwise, you can get the indentation error or not. Yes or no. Any statement you can take it. If that statement you started with what? Four spaces or one tab, that particular statement should inside the block. If it is not inside the block, then you can get what? Indentation error or not. Agree with me, Ola? Come on. All are okay? So far, any questions? Okay. The next one. I want a function without any statements. Can I write it or not in the Python? I want one function. At this moment, I don't have any requirement with that particular function. Just I want to write a function without any statements, possible or not? If I write like this only, is it valid statement or invalid? Is it valid or invalid?
It's invalid.
Like invalid or not? If you want a function without any statements, without any valid statements, then that time how we can create the function, that has one keyword is there, that is like a pass is the keyword. Okay, whenever you bring the keyword pass, Okay, it is like a valid statement. At the same time, there is no use. Got my point? I need a function without any statements. Then that time you can go with this pass. Then that time you can go with this pass keyword. Okay. The next one. Can anyone answer this question? What is my val? What is my val?
Nothing.
My val is like nothing. My val is like nothing. Why? Because my function call always gives me what?
Return value.
Function call always gives me what? Function call always gives me return value of the function. This particular concept is common for any programming language. Function call always gives me what? A return value of the function or not. If you observe here fn, do we have any return value? Do we have any return value?
No.
No, right? Okay, still you are holding that return value with some variable. If the return value is not there, okay, this particular one is this statement executed, so that one printed. But here the return value you hold, but the return value is not there. That there is the value is like what? The value is like empty, nothing. Got my point? So can anyone answer this question? This is valid statement or invalid statement?
Valid statement.
Valid or invalid?
Valid.
It's
This is 100% valid. So can you conclude one statement now? In Python, you can write one function inside another function or not. You can write one function inside another function. So if I call my f1 like this, is it possible?
No.
No, right? Okay, why? Because f1 is inside the fn, not outside. So if you run this one, exact error message is what? If you
F1 is not defined.
that error message is what?
F1 is not defined.
F1 is not defined. Why? Because there has two sections are there. First looking for what? F1. Is my F1 is there? Not there. That the reason you can get like what? F1 is not defined error. You can get it or not. Yes or no? Now if I write like this, what exactly the output? Will you get any output or not?
Yeah, we will
One
get
more.
function.
Seven?
No,
Will
we'll
you get
not get any
output?
output.
No, right? You
Yeah,
don't get
yeah. We won't get anything. Yeah.
any output, right? Why? Because just you call a function. Inside this one, this function is just defined. Just defined. We didn't get any output or not. Yes or no? So if I write something like this, is it valid or invalid?
Valid.
It's valid.
It is like 100% valid. 100% valid. Now, if I run this one, function call always gives me the written value of the function or not. You are calling this particular fn so that it gives me the written value of my fn. What is the written value of the fn?
F1.
And written value is what? F1 or not? My fn written value is like f1 or not. Okay, now tell me this particular statement. Okay, you can change it to get the output is like 1. I need an output is like 1. So how you can call this fn? I need the output should be like 1. Okay, just you can do the statement. This statement you can do any change. How we can?
Can we call twice?
Yes. Okay. My fn you call it, right? Fn call gives me what? Return value of that particular function or not? Tell me, what is the return value of this fn? F1 or not? So my val is what? F1. If my val is like F1, Actual my F1 type is what? Actual my
Function.
F1 type is what? My F1 type is a function. Okay, so that if my val is F1, if my F1 is a function, so can I call it? Whenever you call, you can get the output or not. One. Got my point? Instead of writing like multiple statements, can you write like chaining? If I write like something like this, is it working or not? Okay, now here three sections you can see. Three sections you can divide. First, Fn. Fn is which type?
Function type.
Fn is there. So Fn is not there, then the time you can get the error is like Fn is not defined. But Fn is there. Fn is which type? Function. In your hand, one function is there. What you can do? You can call it. So you can call it. Now you can statements. Fn call gives me what?
F1.
Fn call gives me the return value of that function or not. What is the return value? F1. So up to here, it gives me F1. What is the type of F1?
Function type.
Function. If it is a function, again, can you call it? Yes or no? Okay, either you can go this way or either you can go this way, your wish. Okay, okay then. Now, can anyone have a function like this? Okay. By seeing these two statements, can anyone tell me about the Fn? Fn take how many parameters?
Two arguments.
Two
Two
parameters.
parameters.
Okay, so what is the type of those two parameters?
Eh,
What is the type? Do we have any type for the variables in Python?
No.
No.
Okay, based on the usage only you have to tell. Okay, you are using like this. So what is the type of A and B? Can be any, right? Okay, if I pass like A 10, it is going to print 10. Okay, B something else. It is going to print that value or not. Whatever the value, that is only it is going to print or not. But if I write something, okay, see, if you want proof, just see, we can pass any kind of value. For example, if I pass like, okay, 10, if I pass something like this list, now say this, okay, there is no error, nothing. Instead of list, if I put like something like tuple, okay, there is no error, nothing. Okay, instead of this one, if I put something like this, okay, no error, nothing. No error, nothing. Now, I want to do some changes here. What is the change, If I write like this, if you write like this, what do you think about this? My Fn take two parameters only. My Fn first parameter is which type?
Function type.
By seeing the statement, the way of using of A is what? How we are using A
Function.
as like a function. So that my Fn first parameter is like a function. What about the second parameter? My second parameter also function only. Now, if you run this one, okay, if you run this one, now can anyone tell me exact error message? Exact error message. Come on,
Object not callable.
Not callable.
which object? Which object is not callable?
String
A.
object.
Any type, whatever.
Integer.
Right. Now you are
A.
passing like yes. A is what? A is what?
Function.
A is string. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
String.
String. B is what? Tuple. Okay. What is tuple? We'll see later. Now, if you come here, A is a string, but this statement, what he is expecting A as a function, but your value is like what? String. Your value is like a string. So that if you come here, my string object is one. My string object is
Not callable.
Not callable.
not a my string object is not callable. Like this, you can get the error or not. Agreed, everyone? Color, okay? Okay, so I don't want this. I don't want this error. My requirement, what say this. I'm going to write the function like this. Okay, this is my function. This is my actual function. While calling this fn, while calling this fn, okay, while calling this fn, my output should be Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli. My output should be Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli. So how we can call that function? My output should be Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli. How we can call that function? Come on. How we can call that function? Hmm? How we can call that function? Whenever you call this fn, my output should be Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli. Okay, no issues. See, first, can I call my fn? If you call like this only, exact error message is what? If you call like this only, exact error message. Initial days, you have to focus on basic things. Tell me.
So expecting two positional arguments but got nothing.
Fn call require two positional parameters, but required two positional parameters. That's it, right? Fn call missing two required positional parameters A and B or not. Yes or no? Okay. Now, if I pass like this, step by step we can go. If I pass like this, okay, extra. If I pass like this, then what exactly the error message? Fn take, come on, Fn take two positional parameters, but three were
They
given.
were
Three were given. Fn take two positional arguments, but three were given or not. Okay. Now, if I remove this one, if I remove this one,
int object is not callable.
if I remove this one, integer object is not callable or not. Integer object is not callable. By seeing this one, I can understand like, okay, my integer should not, okay, the integer value not callable means this should not be integer. This should be what? This should be what? A function or not? Yes or no? So if you want to pass a function, first of all, function should in your hand or not. So can I create a function first? Come on. How we can create a function? We can create any number of functions, right? So can I create a function? How we can create a function? How we can create a function? Df. Any number of functions you can create. Okay, my function is like any function you can put it. Already f1 is there now. So can I put like f2? Yes. Done. For now, just you can add like a pass. Okay, as per your requirement, you can do some change later. So can I add like this? Okay, na? Yes. Now if I run this one, what exactly the error message? Again, if I run this one, what exactly the error message? What exactly the error message?
Again the same.
If you run this one, you can get again the error message is like what? Integer object is not callable or not. Yes or no? So the first one is okay. Okay, f2 is not a integer, but this one also should not like an integer. Might be you are using like this or not. So come on, one more function is required or not? One more function is required. One more function is required. So one more function is required. Now tell me. Now tell me. Can I create one more function here? Can I create one more function here? Df f3. Can I write like pass? Okay. Now if I write something like this. Now think and answer my question. Okay. What exactly the error message? My question is same. What exactly the error message?
I think if we F3 is expecting one argument, but
Correct. Come on. See, my F2 and F3 you passed, right? So this kind of error message you not get. Why? Because he is expecting a function. You also passed what? You also passed what? Function. So my A value is what? My first position. A value is what? My first position A value is what?
F2.
Function.
F2. Perfect. A is F2. My B value is what?
F3.
My B value is like F3 or not. A value is like F2 and my B value is like F3 or not. So A value is F2. So that just for our understanding purpose, can I remove A just for now? Can I put like F2? So you are calling F2 is nothing but this one. So correct call only, right? F2, F2. Okay, F2 you are calling means F2 should be a function. Yes, F2 is a function. Not passing any parameters. Okay, here also not taking any parameters. No problem at all. First one is like okay or not. Yes, na? The second one is what? What is the value? B value is what?
F3.
B value is like F3. B value is like F3. You are calling F3. Yes, no? Okay, so my F3 should be what? A function. But here you passed how many parameters?
1.
1. But F3 take how many? 0. So that
0.
my F3 take my F3 take how many required position parameters? Only
1.
one. Okay. 0, but given how many? 1
1.
you can one. Yes or no? So the error message is like what? F3 error message you can get it. Now say this. Okay, F3 take 0 positional arguments, but here F3 take how many? 0.
1.
But how many you given? 1
1.
given or not? Yes or no? So this one you should not change. He given the permission to write the code here only to get the Sachin Dhoni Kohli or not. So here I want to do the change. What change is required? He is giving the value means can you hold that value? Yes or no? How you can hold it? Like this can you hold? Yes or no? Now if you run this, there is no error message, nothing. And my FN call returns me what? One function call returns me what?
F1.
Function call returns me a return value or not. What is my return value? F1 is my return value. That one only or not. Yes or no? Okay, na? So if it returns me the one more function, can I call that function like this? Possibility there or not there? Yes or no? Now, if you run this, now you can get the output is like Kohli. But my requirement is Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli. Okay, at least Kohli you can get it. Now see this. 3 sections are there. Fn is which type?
Function type.
Fn is which type? Function. That's the reason you call it or not. Fn call returns me what?
Function.
Fn call returns me what? Fn call returns me what?
Return value. F1.
Fn call returns me what?
Return value.
Return value, right? What is my return value? F1. F1 is which type?
Function type.
Function. So that can we call it? Whenever you call the function, my print Kohli executed or not? My print Kohli executed or not? Yes or no? Agree with me?
Yes.
Or okay? Okay then. But my requirement is what? Only Kohli, not Sachin Dhoni also required.
Sachin Dhoni.
So that here only you have to do the change. Where you want me to do the change? Very simple, na? B is giving Dhoni, na? So instead of pass, can you print Dhoni?
Yes. Print name.
Yes or no? Now, can I run it? Now you get like what? Dhoni and Kohli. Okay, here pass is there. If the pass is there, there is no use of that one, right? Instead of pass, okay, can you print what?
Sachin.
As per your requirement, Sachin. Now you can get the output is like what? Sachin, Dhoni, and Kohli or not. Agreed? Got my
Yes.
point? Understood? Come on.
Yes.
Any questions, anyone? Okay, okay then. Let's go with one more example. D of Fn return. You want me to repeat? Okay. First, let me delete this. Okay. If you want to delete this cell, you can delete like this. Okay. Now see this function are you able to understand or not? First, tell me. This function are you able to understand or not? Okay. Very simple. Okay. Let me delete this one also. Let me repeat it. D of Fn. Is it okay? D of Fn. D of Fn. Now here, which take two parameters. Yes, two parameters. The next one is like, can I use those two parameters like this? No problem at all. I created a function. Inside the function, I have two statements. By seeing this one, A, B, or which type? A, B, or which type? By seeing this statement, A and B, or which type?
Function type.
When the uses, I can say like what? A, B, or which type? Function type. Yes or no? Why? Because you are calling A, it means A is a function. You are calling B, it means B is a one. B is a function.
Function.
While calling a function, we can pass some data or not. Yes or no? While calling a function, we can pass some data or not. Okay. How we can pass the data to the function? How we can pass the data to the function? Or when we can pass the data to the function? Straight answer.
While calling.
While calling. While calling or not? Yes or no? How the function hold the data? Hold data which is coming from outside. Is it? How one function holds some data? As a parameters, right? Parameters or not? Now here, while calling a function, I am passing some data. Possibility there or not there? While calling a function, I can pass some data or not to that particular function. Yes, we can pass it, no problem at all. Now here, up to here, statements are okay or not? After that, here I written like one function. Insert this one, okay, I written like 4. Now see, here return F1. See, this is my Fn function. Inside the function, can I write one more function, valid or invalid? The function can contains one more function, 100% valid. Okay, now you can return what? Now you can return what? Okay, one function can return one more function, one more value, you can return it. Now my question is simple straight question. Fn has how many statements? Fn has how many statements? Fn has how many statements?
Four statements.
Fn has how many statements? Come on. Which statements are like follow the indentation? That statements inside the block. Okay, Fn block is this one. How many statements are followed indentation inside the block? One. It is followed the indentation or not? Indentation is nothing but 4 spaces or 1 tab. This is followed the indentation inside which block? This block. This block is belongs to which function? Fn. So that this statement inside Fn. What about this statement? Inside which one? This statement inside which one?
Fn.
Okay. What about this statement? This whole function. What about this function? Inside which?
F1.
This whole function inside Fn, right? this one, DEF Fn, DEF F1, follow the indentation, right? How many spaces? 4 spaces. So my DEF F1 inside which function?
Fn.
Fn.
Fn function or not? Fn function. Now, what about this one? It is also follow the indentation, 4 spaces. But this particular statement belongs to which block? It follows which block indentation?
F1.
F1.
F1. What about this return? Follows, come on, it is inside which block? Fn block or not? Why? Because from here, DF, from here it's like take 4 spaces or not. Okay, done. This is a simple function. There is no, okay, there is no error, nothing. Now come to the question. While calling Fn, okay, my question is what? While calling Fn, I want Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli. That's it. While calling Fn, I want Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli. That is my requirement. That's it. Okay, so how we can call it? That is the question. While calling Fn, I want to call, okay, while calling Fn, I want Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli is my output. So let's go. Just call it. While calling Fn, he asked, just call it. Whenever you call, you can get the error. What error? Fn call, take Fn call missing 2 required positional parameters AB. Fn call missing 2 required positional parameters AB. Everyone knows that one. If I write like this, Fn call take 2 positional parameters, but 3 were given. This is also invalid. If I write like this, parameters count like matched, but my output is what? Integer object is not callable. What it means? What it means? Integer object is not callable. What it means? One. Integer object is not callable. That means I already told you, not callable error. Wherever you see, you can understand like what? Expecting a function received other than function or not. Expecting a function received what? Other than function or not. So that here my first one should be what? A function. Why? Because my a value is like 10. You are using 10 as a function. So you can get the error is like not callable. That the reason my first argument should be what? My first parameter value should be a function. So can I create a function? How we can create a function? Everyone knows. Like this you can create. So can I pass my first value? Okay, F2 you can put it. Okay, can I pass F2 as a first parameter? Now tell me, F1, Fn you are calling. My first parameter is what? F2. My A is what? F2. Wherever A is there, just you can replace with F2. F2 calling. That means my F2 should be a function. Yes, my F2 is a function or not? No problem at all. But the same error you can get it, but this time not A, this time what? The B value or not. Again, the error is like what? Is not a function, not a callable, not callable. Now here, my second one also, integer object is not callable. So it should not be integer, it should be what? A function. So
Function.
create a function again. Df F3. Now you can create a function. Now, perfect. Done. Now, error message is what? Error message is what? Okay, first value is what? A, F2. B is what? F3. Just replace F2 and F3. F3 for our understanding, analyzing purpose. You are calling F2. So that you are calling F2. With how many parameters? 0. Here also how many are there? 0 only. All are matching, no problem. Now come here, while calling a function, you are passing the data. But here, while defining a function, is it expecting any value? No. It is not expecting the value, but you are giving or not. So you can get the error is like what? F3 call, F3 call has how many parameters?
0 parameter.
Okay, 0 parameters, but how many given? 1 given.
One was there.
Okay, one given or not. See, f3 take 0 positional arguments, but one was given or not. Yes or no? So two options you can, okay, that means two ways you can fix it. One is like you can remove Dhoni. Okay, another one is like you can add, okay, you can hold that value, but this is not in your hand. This is in your hand. So that, can you do one thing? He is passing some data while calling, so that can you hold it? Yes or no? Can I hold it? Done. Now fn call, okay, is returns me what? Returns me f1. So if you call a function, it gives me a return value of that function. The return value is what? One more function. So if it is like one more function, can we call it? Now whenever you call, now we can get the only or not. Yes or no? Now here three sections are there. First, fn. Fn is which type?
Function.
Function. So that can you call it? Yes. My function fn call gives me what?
Return value.
Return value of fn. What is the return value?
F1.
F1 is which type?
Function.
Function. So that function can you call? Yes. Whenever you call that function body is what? Print Kohli. That Kohli printed or not? Yes. Done. Now our requirement is what? I want Sachin, Dhoni, and Kohli. So whenever you call B is nothing but second parameter f3. You are passing Dhoni. You hold that Dhoni. So instead of pass, can you print that Dhoni? Yes or no? Now you can get like what? Dhoni and Kohli. My f2 is not having any data. See, as per requirement, I'm doing the changes. F2 is not having any statements. There is no use of that particular function. I want to write some statements. As per my requirement, I want one statement that is like Sachin. So I printed Sachin. Finally, you can get the output. It's like what? Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli. Or understood everyone? All are okay? Any questions?
Yes,
everyone?
sir.
Okay then. So the next one is like, in Python, can we return more than one value? Can a function return more than one value in Python?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, yes, you can write return 10 comma 20 comma 30. It is like 100% valid statement. 100% valid statement. It can return more than one. So if you call this one, all these values you can get it at a time with single value only. That is through which data format, that is called as a tuple. So you can pass, okay, you can return more than one value, no problem at all. Whenever you pass, okay, whenever you return more than one value while calling a function, you can get the return value. My return value has more than one. Okay, that means more than one value we have the as a return value. So all the values you can get it like what? In the tuple format or not. Agreed? All the values you can get it like a in the tuple format. Up to okay, everyone. Okay, so far we discussed about the functions. Okay, how many types of functions we discussed? Function with without arguments. The next one is like what? Function with the arguments. The next one is like function with the return value. The next one is like what? Function without the return value or not. Okay. So the next level our discussion is about the function arguments are there, right? With the arguments. Okay, there has different types of arguments are there. One is like positional arguments. The next one is like default arguments. The next one is like keyword arguments. The next one is like variable length arguments. Variable length arguments. The next one is like keyword variable length arguments. Keyword variable length arguments. Okay, these arguments we are going to discuss in the next session. Understood? Okay, tomorrow onwards, the link will get changed so that you can get the link from here again. Go to vtsschool.com. Okay, you can see here, view the content, join meeting, demo sessions there, right? Join meeting. From here you can get the link. Okay, and one more thing is like, just you can log in. Okay, try to register here. Okay, in future you can get the link to your register member. Okay, to your registered member. Here only you can see it. See, for example, okay, you can register here first. After that you can go here. Okay, you can give, okay, either phone number or email. Okay, once you give the phone number or email based on your requirement, just you can get the OTP. Okay, once you get the OTP, just you can add that OTP here. Instead of go with the email, it takes some time. You can go with the normal message. Normal means, okay, phone number. Okay, once you logged in, you can see one more tab here, users tab. Okay, there, if you enrolled for this particular course, you can see the course enrolled tile. Okay, there you can see the link again. Okay, just give me 1 minute, I'm checking. Okay, so far, any questions, anyone? So far, anyone have any questions? So far, what topics we covered? Day 1 to till today. Day 1 to till today, what topics we covered? First today, we covered keywords, right? Keywords. Can anyone tell me so far? Okay, we completed like 4 to 5, okay, 6 to 7 sessions, right? Which keywords we covered? Which keywords we covered? Which keywords we used? Come on, which keywords we used? Can anyone?
Define, pass,
DF we used, pass we used. Next, any other?
Return.
Mhm.
Return.
Return used, right? So return used. Next, any other? Okay, so far we used this. The next one, tell me, environment setup. Everyone completed, right? ENV setup. Everyone completed or not? Install Python.
yes,
The
sir.
next one is like one, run in the command prompt. Run the program in the Jupyter Notebook, in the local, Google Colab, Visual Studio Code, online editors. These are all things we covered or not? Yes or no? Okay, the next one. Come on, the next one. We discussed about Python history, right? Python history we discussed. Next, come on, variables we discussed. The next, functions we discussed or not? Okay, some other stuff also we discussed in between, but the major things we covered these or not. Okay, I didn't get this one. Let me get it. So the OTP is like 4867 867. Okay, you can log in. Okay, once you log in, you can see this kind of tiles, this kind of styles. Okay, if you enroll, if you enrolled the course here, if you not enrolled, just you can enroll the course here. Okay, if you click on this enroll, you can give the full name, email, and the phone number. Okay, you can get the enrollment message, confirmation message. Once you log in, which course you enrolled, those courses are visible like this. Visible like this. Okay, now here you can see the meeting link also. Okay, so for now, okay, you can register. You can see your meeting link in the home tab also. Here you can see. Tomorrow onwards, just join from here. The same link is going to, okay, don't use the same link. Okay, tomorrow onwards the link is going to change so that you can go to VTS School home and you can join with this link. Everyone should enroll and log in and see your course is visible or not. Okay. If you face any issues, just let me know. And we are going to add one more tab here. Okay. One more tab for practice purpose. Okay, what you know? Test your skills like that. Test your skills. One more tab. There you can write your test, online test. You can write it. Okay, you are like registered with Python, right? In Python, you can write the online test. And you can go to the Kalam schools and we are going to add the Python programs, not yet added. We are going to add the Python programs here. Okay. The next one is like you can go to writetest.in. Now you can log in here. You can write the test. You can write the test here. Okay, we have HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, and React only there. And here we are going to add a Python also. We are going to add a Python also. Okay. So these assignments we are going to give after 1 week. Once we completed some topics, then only you can start some assignments. Okay. So today what we can do is, so far what we covered, those things you can practice and go to uijavakit.com, go to Python. First one, introduction, installation you can done, coding introduction and naming convention, okay, and variables. The next one is like functions. You can go with these functions. Okay. If you miss anything, don't worry. Okay, you can just ask the questions in the class so that we can explain. Okay. Is it okay, everyone? Any questions? Anyone have any questions? No? Okay, then we continue things in the next session. We'll just practice all these things. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining.